Okay. We're a few fewer this week than last week, but I hope you're all well. And I think there's some new people this week, so welcome. If this is your first session, I suppose one of the first things I should tell you is that I have 2 dogs and 2 cats that I share my life with, and they are prone to occasionally interrupting things, but not usually too bad. I don't know what this. Okay, so I've been painting, and one of them is currently trying to dig into one of the painting blankets for the floor. Okay. Okay, so some of you also, you signed up on my website, which is absolutely fine, but there is some weird disconnect between my Zoom where it's giving you a different link and this particular meeting link. This is always the meeting link. This is always the same meeting information. So please feel free to just always log on using this this meeting and this link. Yeah, okay. So we are going to start, as we always do, with a centering and a breathing exercise, and then we are going to move into some warm-ups, and then from there we're going to flow through some postures. So in these sessions, they're pretty gentle. So if you're used to more powerful yoga, this is not going to be that. And this is safe for anyone at any stage of any fertility treatments, but it's meant for both men and women. So it's for everyone. What else to say? So as always, I really want to invite you to practice kindness to your body and to yourself, to your mind, and just notice everything without judgment. Whatever your body is feeling, it's okay. It's not that it's good or bad. It's just what's happening right now. Same with how you might be feeling in yourself, in your mind, and in your emotions. It all just is. So there's no need to judge any of it or label any of it. Just allow and be with whatever is. I think that's all. We're going to start, like I said, with that centering and breathing, and you always have 2 options here. You can either sit up nice and tall, so you can sit on a block, on a cushion, on the floor, or you can lie down. So if you have been at a desk most of the day, you might just want to chill at this point and lie down on your back. And if that's the case, then you can either lie down flat, just letting the legs flop and splay, or you can start to bend the knees and just place the feet on the floor. And that will be easier on the lower back if you have lower back sensitivities. Okay. So it's just an hour to practice opening up your body and just relaxing and nourishing yourself, just being kind to yourself for 1 hour. Okay, so try to get all the dog things out of the screen. That's actually not a dog thing, that's my yoga blanket, but I'm not always successful. Oops. I'm not sure what just happened, but I'm just going to mute everyone. If someone just unmuted themselves on purpose, please feel free to unmute yourself if you have a question, or you can also send a question through the chat function as well. So again, at any point, if you have a question, please feel free to unmute and ask, or if you prefer to type it, that's okay too. Okay. So people are still coming in. Go. Okay. So just again, either find a seated position or lie down, just whatever feels right to you. And then once you've found that, just take a few rolls of the shoulders. So you're going to inhale, roll the shoulders up, and exhale them down and back. And again. And one more. And just relax the shoulders. Relax the hands, either facing up or down, whatever feels right to you. And then close the eyes. And take a few deep inhales through the nose, with exhales sighing or blowing the air out of the mouth. Just do this as many times as you need. Oh, sorry. So if there's external sounds like my dogs that that are making noise, or if you have noise on your end, see if you can just allow it to be vibration. So it's, again, not good or bad, but just part of the present moment, other creatures living their lives. Well timed, sorry about that. Okay, so just take a few more deep breaths. Inhale through the nose. And exhale, sigh or blow the air out of the mouth. And once you've sighed out a few times, just come back into the natural rhythm of your breath. And start to notice your breath. Notice where it lands in the body. Just notice if the breath is shallow or deep and what it can tell you about this moment. So if it's a bit more shallow, maybe you're feeling a little tense or stressed. If it's deeper, maybe you're feeling more relaxed. And again, just check in. There is no need to judge, just notice. And then soften through the face. Relax the brow. Relax down along the corners of the eyes, the corners of the mouth. Loosen the jaw. Take that same awareness down to your hands. Relax and soften the hands. All the way into the fingers. then let's start this practice this evening in an energy of gratitude. Studies show that gratitude actually can change the brain in beneficial ways. So, gratitude is a practice like anything else. Um, and it's one practice that I've particularly found useful in my life in changing how I'm feeling. And it doesn't mean it works all the time. Sometimes we're just not happy about something, and that's okay. Um, but what I'd like you to do right now is I'd like you to take the next minute and just start to create a gratitude list in your mind. So, and it can be for anything, no matter how big or how small. It can be material or immaterial. Your life is made up of both. Um, so it's okay, whatever it is. So just start to create this list in your mind and really build up that feeling of thankfulness. So this list really could be endless, but just taking a minute, what are some of the things that you are grateful for right now? And just build that feeling and that list in your awareness. Take the awareness and start to bring it back to your breath and maintaining that sense of gratitude, of thankfulness. Start to deepen your breath. So we inhale through the nose and we take the breath down into the belly so that the belly rises with the inhale. Exhale out the nose and feel the belly roll back toward the spine. Inhale, belly rises. Exhale, belly falls. Using the diaphragm to breathe. And then deepen the breath further. Inhale through the nose, fill up, belly, ribs, chest, expanding all the way up through the inhale. Exhale out the nose, chest, ribs, and belly contract. So we inhale, slowly expand all the way up. And exhale, gently contract all the way down. So this basic type of pranayama or breathing exercise is known as a dirga breath. If you're able and you'd like to, you can come into your ujjayi, or your ocean wave sounding breath, by constricting in the back of your throat in the epiglottis. So it's as if you're inhaling and exhaling the word home through the nose to create this audible wave sound. But if you're not familiar with that, or if you're not up for trying it tonight, it's okay. You just keep breathing deeply. So we inhale, fill up, belly, ribs, chest. Exhale, contract, chest, ribs, and belly. We'll take between 5 and 10 rounds of slow, deep breath here. And see if you can just sink in to that deep breathing. Take a few more breaths here. And start to mentally now ready yourself for movement. And in your own time and in your own way, just draw some movement back into your body, letting yourself stretch, roll around, yawn, sigh, just whatever you need, whatever would feel good to you. Okay. And then take the next minute now to just gradually bring yourself to standing, and just take your time coming up and really stretch out along the way. Be expressive, be creative, be playful. There's no right or wrong way of doing this. Nope. Okay. Still no. Okay. Oh man. Okay, I'm just gonna tip it a little bit. We should be good. Okay. So, what I would like you to do when you do come up to standing is bring your feet to a hip distance stance. So you're going to square the toes forward, okay, and we zip through the pelvis and the core like we've done up a tight pair of trousers. And what we're not doing is sucking in, because when we suck in, we sort of get a duck butt and we end up rounding up a bit into the upper back. we just want to pull up through the core and tuck in the tailbone anytime we're coming to standing. And it's not like you're really holding your abs. It's just finding that strong stability at center. Okay. And then take an inhale, lift through the arms. And exhale, release down, bend your knees, sweep down. Inhale, lift all the way back up. And again. And then inhale, lift all the way up. And then exhale, release your right hand down, bring it into your waist, press in and up under the ribs on that right side. Inhale, lift the left arm up. And then exhale, press in and up and tip it across. Inhale, up through center. And then when you come up to center, before we swap to the other side, I just want you to interlace your fingers and you're going to turn up through your palms. Take a nice stretch. Okay, and then release. And we're going to take the left hand down now, press in and up under the ribs. Inhale, right arm up. And then exhale, we tip it across. Inhale, take it all the way back up through center. And then from here, exhale, take the arms out to a T, and then swan dive, fold forward, become halfway down. Okay, so now you're going to start to feel a stretch into the backs of your legs. Now, when you are here, I want you to think about your back just being nice and flat, like you could have, I don't know, a tea party on your back, right? Okay, and you're going to hold that there and try not to put the weight into the heels. The body's super clever in knowing where to make it easier for itself, but try to keep the weight more toward the middle of the feet. Then maybe take the arms out to a T. And then if you really want to go for it, so I know that this isn't like the most relaxing of moves, but not everything we do is. We do some things just to help stretch and strengthen too. You can take the arms out in front of you into superhero. Okay, exhale, tip forward, hang the head, hang the arms. And give your head a few shakes, yes. And a few shakes, no. Just let the head be really heavy there. And again, yes, yes, yes. And no, no, no. Okay. Then relax the head down. Start to bend your knees. Curl into a little ball. Take an exhale. Inhale, draw the fingertips up to your shins. Come back into that flat back with straight legs. So we inhale here. And then exhale, bend your knees, curl into a little ball. Inhale, fingertips to the shins. Roll the shoulders back, flat back, straight legs. Exhale, bend the knees. Curl down. And then one more. Inhale, fingertips to the shins. Roll the shoulders back, flat back, straight legs. And then exhale, bend your knees. And gently ragdoll your body all the way up. Just take a moment to sigh out when you come up. And then if you're using a yoga mat, step up toward the top of your mat, but you don't have to have a yoga mat, okay? So if you don't have one, don't worry. Yoga's been around for 4,000 years or more. Mats have only been around for like 70 or less. So no, I don't even think 70. I think they might have started in the 70s. Could be wrong though. Anyway, so okay, so we're gonna bring the feet to a hip distance stance. Square the toes forward, and we're going to just do a few things just to help open up through the hips. So that's one of the really important things in fertility yoga. So for those of you that are new tonight, we always look at the hips in various ways. But tonight we're going to look at the hips with a little bit of leg strengthening, just a little bit, just coming into our core, our center power. which is a good thing. Okay, so we're going to inhale, shoulders up, exhale and back, and then inhale, lift the arms, and then exhale, sink your shoulders. So you're coming into mountain, into Tadasana. So shoulders down, and again, nice and strong at the center of the body. Connect into your breathing. Just take another breath here. This is one of our basic foundational poses that helps to bring the body into full postural alignment. And then exhale, swan dive. And again, hinge forward from the hips. Start to come down toward the ground. I'm just gonna tuck that down now because we're gonna be down here more. Okay. And then I want you to start to bend your knees. Take your hands down to the floor. Take a big step back with your left foot. And then walk your fingertips either side of your right leg. So now you're coming into a lunge, but just for a moment, okay? And I want you to try to avoid having to bum up high. You want to really keep that left leg back. We roll the shoulders back. We should already be feeling that left hip flexor. You're up on your fingertips, but if you like to use props and you have blocks, you can use those too. So we take an inhale here. And then exhale, take your left hand down to the ground. Inhale, lift your right arm up to the sky for a gentle twist. So we do not do any deep twists in this class. We always take, if we do any twists, it's always a gentle option because women going through IVF, you want to avoid deep twisting, okay? Exhale, take that right hand down, and then we have left hand, right foot, all on the inside now. So when you take the right hand down, take it to the inside of that foot, draw your left knee down. Okay, so then we have left hand, right foot. Toe that left leg back as far as it will go. And you're really going to start saying hi to that left hip flexor. So we square forward here, square the chest, square the shoulders forward. Take an inhale. And then exhale, send the hips, send the pelvis forward. Roll the shoulders back. Open up the chest. And just breathe into that. One more breath here. This is your lizard, your dragon pose. Ooh, okay, exhale. Start to walk it back. And then just take that right leg back. Bring your bottom back toward your heels. And the belly comes over the thighs. But if that's uncomfortable, just running into the piano. If that's uncomfortable, take your knees slightly wider. And then we bring the belly down either between the legs or onto the legs. Forehead comes down, arms go out. And just take a moment to sigh out there into a child's pose, into Garbasana. And then lift the head, lift the heart. And I want you to take your arms up, but come onto your fingertips and take your fingertips out as wide as you can. And then spread the fingers out wide, wide, wide. So now it's like against the ground. So now it's like you have these two starfish that are suctioning the mat. From there, roll up toward your hands. Curl your toes under behind you. Send your hips back. Squeeze the shoulders back. And take a brief walk of your dog, bending one knee and then the other, walking it out, walking it out. Okay, and then push it all the way back. So you send your hips back, heels are either on or toward the ground. Don't worry, I like to keep my heels lifted here just so that the spine stays long. So you do what feels right to your body. And then we're going to take an inhale and lift the right leg up toward the sky. So you're coming into that three-legged dog. And then exhale, bend your right knee and point your right toes over toward the left side. So you're opening up that hip. So you're just cocking the leg there. Inhale, lift the right leg up. Exhale, take it down. Okay, bend your knees, come down onto the knees, but keep your bum up in the air and then bring your forearms down. So we're coming into a forearm tabletop, but again, bum is up rather than back toward the heels. And then walk your arms out in front of you, taking your chin or your forehead. I think the forehead is more comfortable to the ground in between your arms. And you're just coming into a puppy pose, into a play bow. So like a dog getting ready to pounce at something. And this is for your shoulders and your upper back. Oh, and just take a few deep breaths here. Okay. And start to walk yourself back. Okay? And then send it all the way back with the bum, but rather than come down into child's, we do the same thing we did before. We come up onto the fingertips and then spread the fingers out. Roll up toward the hands, curl the toes under, send your hips back. Oh, back into that down dog. And then this time, we lift the left leg up to the sky, three-legged dog. And then exhale, bend that left knee, point the left toes over to the right, just a gentle twist, but we're really, again, working on opening that hip, left hip like it's coming up to the sky. Inhale, take that left leg straight back up, and then this time, I want you to bend the left knee into the chest, and then float it forward, okay? So you're bringing it up between your hands. If that is a struggle, don't worry, take your time, and you can help that left foot forward. If you really struggle with it, you just come out, you step forward, and then you come down, okay? So now we take the fingertips either side of the left leg, belly and chest on the inside. We roll the shoulders back, and then we open up through the chest, just a moment in that runner's lunge. Exhale, flatten your right hand out against the ground or make a fist with it if you have a sensitive right wrist. Inhale, left arm coming up to the sky. Exhale, float the left hand down to the inside of the left foot. Draw your right knee down. And then you're going to take your left foot in line with your left hand and your right hand. Both hands on the inside of that foot. Toe your right leg back as far as you comfortably can. We square forward. We take an inhale. Exhale, send the hips, send the pelvis forward. Roll the shoulders back. Come into your dragon. And just breathe, breathe, breathe. Exhale, start to roll it back. Take that left foot back and again, come into a child's. Bring your bottom back toward your heels, belly over between the thighs, forehead down. Inside out. Take one more breath here. And then slowly start to lift yourself all the way up so that you're coming up to sit on your shins. And then when you are sitting on your shins, so we are going to rise up in a moment just to do a little back bend. But sometimes sitting on your knees on the floor can be uncomfortable, and it's not about how strong or how fit you are. It's just that the bone of the knee can be quite tender against a hard floor. So what you can do is you can put a little fold in your mat, or you can fold up a towel or a blanket and put your knees on top of one of those. Okay. Then we rise up, coming up onto the knees. Okay, we're going to zip up through the pelvis and zip up through the core again. So same thing that we did when we were standing. And just make sure your knees are nice and stacked under your hips at a vertical rather than sort of that TP triangle. Okay, and we're going to inhale, roll the shoulders up, exhale them back, and then take your hands to your lower back. Tops of the feet are flat on the floor behind you. And we take an inhale here. And then exhale, send the hips, send the pelvis forward, opening the chest up to the sky. Core stays engaged. This type of core engagement is fine when you're going through IVF. The type of core work that you don't want to do are things like crunches, strong abdominal work, planks. Those are the kinds of things that we avoid in fertility yoga. But this sort of thing is fine. This is just about the basic support of your body. Okay, inhale, lift it all the way back up. Now, if you would like to take that pose, that's camel, further, if you feel like you want to take that further, curl your toes under behind you now, taking your heels up. So toes down, heels up, shoulders come back, hands come back to the lower back. If you don't want to take it further, keep the tops of the feet down and you go back into the previous pose. So we take an inhale here and then exhale. Send the hips, send the pelvis forward. Open the chest up to the sky. And then if it's available to you, you're going to take your right hand down to your right heel, left down to your left. Now, you might feel a stretch in the front of the quads. That's okay. But what you want to avoid is any pain in the knees. And a lot of times pain in the knees starts when we bend the hips a little bit. So people might sort of come into this and then push forward a bit like that. Avoid any version of the pose that you would have to get into by having the hands down first and then pushing up into it, okay? Just listen to your body and use the version that is serving you best. Take another breath here. And then tuck the chin into the chest and come all the way back up. I'm going to give you one more option here tonight. So if you still feel like you want to go further into, sorry, I feel like I have something in my eye. If you still want to go further into this, take the tops of the feet down again. We're going to zip up through the pelvis, zip up through the core, shoulders back, hands to the lower back. We take an inhale. Exhale, send the hips and the pelvis forward, and you just take the hands down to the heels here. And chin can either stay into the chest, and that's going to be the safest option for your neck, or you can let the head drop back, but only if that feels okay to your body. When you think about what that's doing to the neck, it is a compression. So you find what is right for you. Okay, and then tuck the chin in toward your chest. Roll all the way back up. Take your bottom back to your heels. You're going to leave your arms at the sides of your body and fold down. Forehead comes down, arms hang out at the sides. We just sigh it out in Balasana. Slowly roll it up. And then we're going to do one more pose where we're on the knees, but if you're like me and your fold is quite high up your mat, you might just want to give it a push out now. We won't be here long and it should be more or less okay on the knees. If you're using a towel or a blanket, it's okay. So what I'd like you to do now is roll back up onto your knees, and we take an inhale, we roll the shoulders up. Exhale them down and back. Interlace the fingers behind your back. Start to draw down through the arms. So you're opening the chest there, okay? We take an inhale and then exhale. Hinge forward from the hips, take the forehead down and then roll up onto the top of your head and just let your interlaced fingers hang back and away from your lower back. So you're coming into Yoga Mudra or the symbol of yoga pose. So we're helping to open up the shoulders here. Keep that there. And I just want to say, make sure you're on the top of your head rather than on your forehead. I know that it can feel intuitive to be on the forehead, but actually we're putting pressure into a contracted neck versus when we're on the top of the head, we can take a lot of pressure through the neck that way, and it's really morbid. The reason that this is the brace position where we tuck the chin and we hold the head like that is, again, for that reason, because the head and the neck can take a lot of pressure from that direction, but not so much if we're on the forehead. Take another breath here. And draw your hands back down to your lower back. Unwind your arms. And I just want you to walk your hands out in front of you and then start to slide all the way down onto your belly. And once you come onto your belly, take one cheek to the floor. Let yourself flop out, sigh out. And then turn your chin or your forehead to the floor in front of you. Bring the tops of your feet flat to the earth with your legs at a hip distance stance behind you. We're going to keep doing some things for the lower back here today. Okay, so chin or forehead to the floor in front of you. Interlace your fingers behind your back. And then I want you to take an inhale. And then as you exhale, lift the head, lift the heart. And squeeze the legs and lift the legs, but lifting the legs straight. So avoid bending the knees. We're just lifting straight up, opening the chest. And we breathe into this. So this is a lower back strengthener. This is Navasana or boat pose. Again, working the shoulders. And then unwind your fingers. What you doing, Luna? Okay, unwind your fingers. Take your arms out, but keep your legs lifted. Now, my legs just did this thing where they separated. Still happens to me. Try to keep your legs together because that's where you're really going to get that strength for the lower back. And then take your arms to a T. And if you really, really want to go for it today, superhero. Whoo. Okay, exhale. Take your arms down, take your legs down, arms out in front of you. Place one cheek on the earth and just sigh it out. Okay. Now, with the arms out in front and the legs out back, I want you to take your chin and bring it to the floor in front of you now. And then take an inhale, lift your right arm and your left leg. So opposite arm and leg are lifting up. And you can lift the head up or you can put the forehead down. So just find what feels good to you. Actually, so either forehead down, so I said chin, but I'm going to change my mind on that. So either forehead down or head lifting up, depending on what feels right to you. And then exhale, we take that right arm and left leg down. And then inhale, lift up to the other side. And I just want you to take this with your breath side to side. So you inhale, lift. Exhale down, inhale, lift, and exhale down. And just keep this going. So today we are focusing a bit more actually on the lower back in particular. Doing any kind of yoga that is suitable, I should say, for IVF is going to be good. It doesn't all just have to be about the hips, okay, or about very specific things for IVF. When we talk about the body, there is an energetic component to the body. And so looking at things like strengthening the lower back can have an emotional impact on us. You know, when we start to feel strong at our base of our stability, we can feel stronger in ourselves as well. There's so much research on this, and it sounds kind of woo-woo to a lot of people. I don't think this is going to sound woo-woo in 10 years. I think most people are going to catch on to this. We accept that we get stressed and feel that in the neck and the shoulders. So why would it be any different that when we start to feel strong in certain parts of the body, we start to feel stronger emotionally and mentally? So things like working on the back, great. Only a good thing. Okay, take one more to each side. Okay, and then take it down and draw your arms back. Oh, and take a moment just to sigh out there. And then again, turn your chin or your forehead to the floor in front of you. And then I want you to bend both knees and see if you can catch hold of the feet in your hands. Now, if you cannot catch hold of the feet in your hands, don't fret, it's all okay. So if you have hold of the feet, great, keep hold of them. If you don't, what I'd like you to do is cross your ankles behind you, just let the feet flex. And then you're going to take the chin or the forehead to the floor in front of you still. And then in a moment, you're going to interlace the fingers behind your back, and then you're going to lift up through the chest and through the shoulders. Avoid lifting the knees or the legs there. That will hurt. It's not a good idea. But yeah, so again, if you can't get hold of the feet, it's okay. Just come back into this option. If you do have hold of the feet, if you have sensitive knees, I want you to flex your feet. If your knees are cool and not too bothered, then you can hold the feet, just letting them point naturally. Okay. So from here, we're going to have the forehead or chin at center. We take an inhale. And then exhale, lift the head, lift the heart, lift the legs. Oh, we're coming up into bow, up into Dhanurasana. Feeling that stretch in the shoulders, in the quadricep, working on that back bend. Breathe. If this is your first session, you might be thinking, is this super relaxing? Working the body, opening the body will allow you to relax even more later this evening too. But every session is different. So some weeks we do some weeks we'll do even massage of our own feet, deep leg stretching, other weeks deep hip work. So just know it's different every week. Okay, exhale. Release it down. Take one cheek to the floor again. Slowly let your legs come down. If your hips have gone a bit wide, walk them back in. And then just give your hips a little shimmy shake side to side. That can feel nice. Just to release the lower back. Okay, and then turn the chin or the forehead to the floor in front of you. Take the hands up to the sides of your chest, lift all the way up, and then press it back into Garbasana, into your child. So it should feel really nice. It's that counter pose to that back bend. So we have the belly over between the legs, forehead down, relax the arms. Take another breath there. And start to lift the head, lift the heart, walk the hands back. And then I want you to just lean up into your hands and curl the toes under behind you. Walk your hands back and then press yourself back into a squat. So you're coming into a frog squat, so your heels are up. All right. And now, if this is enough, again, stay here. If you want to take this further and it feels okay to you, you can just hop or slide the feet out so they're coming flat onto the ground. But for some people, that would actually break the arch of the foot. Don't break your foot. Flexibility flexibility is a funny thing. So some of this is about practice and opening things up, but actually flexibility is not bone structure. Bone structure is bone structure, which makes some things impossible for some people. So please don't ever go, oh, I can't do that or whatever. What you can do is enough. It's great. Whatever you can do, that's what you can do, and that's great. So again, if it's available, feet down. If it's not available, heels up. And then we take the elbows and we bring them to the insides of the knees. Now, it's really easy to sort of fall into this. I want you to press the elbows and press the knees equally against each other. And we roll the shoulders back and we sit up nice and tall. So again, it's easy to kind of turn into sad turtle there, but we're going to be happy turtle and lift it up. Take a couple more breaths here in a yogic squat in Navasana. Okay, and gently lean forward, and either, if you can, kind of start to lean back and fall down onto your bottom, or take your hands back and come down onto your bottom, or just come down however feels good to you. Okay, and then what I'd like you to do from there is, if you have a blanket or a cushion that you want to use for relaxation, please grab those right now. If any layers came off, put those back on right now. So any socks or jumpers or anything else. And then bring yourself down onto your back. And from here, you can either extend your legs straight out, if that feels okay to your lower back, and then just let them flop and splay. Or you can bend your knees and place your feet on the ground, which is going to be gentler on the lower back if there are sensitivities there. And just relax the shoulders. Relax the hands. Close the eyes. And just sigh out a few last times. Into side out. Just let your natural breath take over again. And feel your eyelids become heavy over your eyes. Feel the back of the head and the backs of the shoulders melt down. Feel the arms and the legs also melt down. And then as you relax here, I'd like you to draw that awareness of gratitude back into your heart, back into your awareness. And see that gratitude like a light. And see it in any colors that you like or intuit. And begin to imagine your heart pumping this awareness of thanks through your body, just like blood. And send gratitude all the way down to your toes. Gratitude for these toes and feet that take us everywhere, that have taken us all over the place, wherever you live, anywhere you've ever visited. And take that gratitude, bring it up your legs, through your joints, through all these muscles, tissues, and bones that work together all the time without conscious thoughts from us. Draw that gratitude into your hips, into your pelvis, into your internal organs that are keeping you alive right now. Gratitude for the spine, the chest, the shoulders, the arms, and those precious, precious hands that do so much for us every single day. Take your gratitude, bring it through your throat, gratitude for your voice, gratitude for your senses, for your big thinking brain, your ability to smile. And just imagine that every cell of the trillions of cells in your body are smiling right now. You are saying thank you. And just how good does it feel when someone says thank you to you for something that you've done that's gone unnoticed? Imagine your body having that reaction right now. And then start to Deepen your breath. Also with that sense of gratitude, just to bring in air. And draw some soft movement back into your fingers and into your toes. And gently roll to one side. And bring yourself all the way back up to seated. And take your hands into prayer in front of your heart. And gently bow, honoring your body, your light, your practice in this earth. And thank you all so much for coming this evening. Just take care of yourself, and we're back, same link, same meeting ID and password next week. And for anyone that's interested, I teach meditation and yoga on Insight Timer, which is a free app. Not all of what I teach will be suitable for IVF, but much of it is. And if you come into the yoga class, not the core ones, but if you come into any of the sessions and want to tell me that you're there, I can just offer up little reminders about what not to do. But those are free sessions. There are many of them, so you would have to actually just get on my page on Insight Timer if you ever want to do those. Yeah, so it's my name, which is Julie, and then Ela, E-L-A, Grace, on Insight Timer. Otherwise, see you next week, and thank you so much. Have a great week, guys.
Bye.
Thank you. All right. Oh, I'm so glad. Thank you guys so much. Bye.